Hey guys, Nick here with another video. This one's going to be on Finnigan Fox. They had some new gameplay dropped on this just today. There's been quite a few reaction videos on it, and this is going to be kind of my take on it. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at where this game came from more initially before it got revamped and got ready to be launched on the Intellivision Amico. So, if we go ahead and take a look over here, you can see this was originally based on Fox and Forest, which is no surprise and no rumor, because even Tommy said that that's where this game was based off of. This was a pretty successful Kickstarter. It had a few glitches from the beginning from looking at most of the reviews on Steam, but from what I played of it today, it's in pretty good shape. Now, if you go ahead and take a look at the gameplay here, you can actually kind of see... Go ahead and move forward a little bit here. That it's more 16-bit and sprite based. Now, all the graphics on this have been completely redone so that it's a little bit more cartoony and a little bit more playful and things like that. You can see that they've got quite a bit of hearts. It looks like you've got like some arrow capacity on special arrows and things like that that I did not see in Tommy's version. We'll take a little bit closer look at that and kind of compare these a little bit side to side. What you're looking at here is you're looking at the 16-bit version of Finnigan Fox, better known as Fox and Forest. Now the gameplay and the overall game looks pretty similar, at least from the first couple of stages that I played, from my gameplay to Tommy's gameplay. Now I picked this up for $10 on Steam, and thought that was a pretty reasonable price. This first stage is actually quite long, and it looks like it's got a lot of replayability because as you pick up new weapons, you'll notice I don't have the same number of weapons, hearts, magic level, anything that Tommy has. So either Tommy's been playing this a lot, or they just decided to get the man to work so he could show off the game right. Either one's feasible. But overall, this is actually a pretty fun game. You can't move and shoot at the same time, which seems to be something that's been changed with Finnigan Fox. You don't start out with a ton of abilities. How many you're going to start off with his, I don't know, but you're capable of being able to buy extra hearts. You can buy new weapons. You cannot buy maps. That is something that seems to be unique to the version that's coming out on the Intellivision Amico, is the ability to be able to buy maps so that you can find the secrets in the game. This seems to kind of leave you to your own devices to be able to do it, giving that more retro, a little bit harder feel. One of the things that Tommy said he wanted to do with the game was to make it more accessible and a little bit easier, and a higher chance of people being able to complete the game. Apparently, not very many people have been able to complete this game or get very far in it, because I got an achievement that only 43% of people have gotten by getting 10 loot chests in the game. And so, either people did not receive this as well as it got rated, because it was getting all 9s and 10s from what I could find, or it's just that hard. I have no idea. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at the other one so you guys can kind of see a comparison. I do like the audio out of this version. As a last note, I think the audio on the Finnigan Fox version of this game is actually better. I think the full orchestra really kind of helped the feel of the game and started to tie it in together a little bit better than the 16-bit kind of retro music, which fits with the aesthetic of this version. I just happen to like the other one a little better. So here you can see his transition into the new version. This is the one that's going to be coming in on the Intellivision Amico. You can see he's got significantly more weapons, he's got significantly more health than what I had, and he has a larger mana bar, which allows him to keep the seasons changed for a far longer period of time. Now that could just be because he's played it quite a bit. It could just be because they've done something with his version of the game so he could show it off and just have a good time with it, showing everybody what was going on. Nobody knows at this point. However, I do kind of like their cartoon aesthetic. I'm on the fence on whether or not I like it better or if I like it about the same as the 16-bit version. They kind of have their own pluses and minuses to them. I do like the power-ups. It's very Ghost and Goblins-esque, although it doesn't look like you would lose them if you die, which I prefer over Ghost and Goblins where you lose all your power-ups. But a lot of these are very reminiscent of things that I would have had in Ghost and Goblins. And that was pretty much even said on the Kickstarter stage, that it was pretty much influenced and inspired by games like that. However, this version seems to have much, much better music in my opinion. At least it fits better with this current aesthetic. Overall, I think I just like it a little bit better. I think I just like orchestrated music a little bit more than I tend to like the 16-bit riffs. Don't get me wrong, I love those. I just think I like this a little bit better. Overall, I have to say I like the platforming. It's fairly tight. One of the things you can do here that you could not do in the original is you can actually run and shoot at the same time. That is not something you're capable of doing in the original, which makes it a bit harder because you have to kind of pick and choose when you're going to like stand your ground and fire and when you're going to be on the move. The only thing that you can really do on the move is, well, pretty much nothing. You can crouch and you can slash, or you can buy double jump and slash, but you can't actually fire your crossbow. You have to actually stop and fire or crouch and slash. Those are your options there. So it's significantly different from that standpoint. But the level design so far, from what I played today and from what I'm looking on the footage, is very similar. It is not that dissimilar in design. So it'll be interesting to see how much these two start to differ as you get further along into the game. So overall, I'd have to say I like this version. I think it's going to be cool. However, I tend to like the original game, so I suspect I'm probably going to enjoy this game whenever it comes out on the Intellivision Amico. Whether or not it's different enough that it feels like it's worth $10 for me, or whether or not I wait for it when it comes out on sale, that's a different story. However, I think both have their merits, and I think it's going to be a very good addition. I do like the fact that the Intellivision is coming up with structured platforming games like this that don't look like you're just going for a point score. You actually have structured level stages and various different things that you can go through. A lot of what we've seen before have basically been just things to kind of play with your friends, or see who can like beat whoever so many times and that kind of thing, or just jump in and both of you wail away and try to get the best score you can. One of the things that this version does have, well, another thing that this version has that the other version doesn't have, is he stated it's going to have a couch co-op mode. I did not see any option for a co-op mode in the original game. So that's going to be kind of interesting to see who you play as. Will you play as like the little bird, or will you have like another version of Finnigan Fox, just maybe a different color to be able to play with, and how that changes the dynamic of how you approach the stages. I think that's going to be pretty interesting to see moving forward. However, I think that I've pretty much prattled on enough about this particular game. I'm kind of excited for it. I like it. I kind of like where their headspace is going with it. I think it's going to be a good addition to the library, and it will probably be one that I could see myself eventually picking up whenever I actually pick up a console. I don't think it'll be the first game that I pick up. There's some other games that look far more interesting, and since I already spent $10 to get a version of Fox and Forest, and this looks similar enough to me right now, I could probably hold off for a little bit and maybe kind of catch it on a sale or something like that. Save myself some money. I'm geeks with cash, and not geeks with stupid, you know? So if I can wait just a little bit and get it on discount, I might just do that. However, I think it's great. It's good to see more game footage. Tommy, keep bringing it out. I'm excited to see more and more of the game footage as things come out. I think this is a great step forward. More transparency, more showing us what you got going on. It's fantastic. I like where your headspace at with this. I like the game itself as it stands already from the Kickstarter version, so I gotta imagine I'm probably really gonna enjoy this version too. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what you think about what I dug up. If there's anything else you want to add to it, leave it there as well. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notify button, hit all those things. Hit all the things. And until next time, happy gaming.